Hey, what's up guys? So welcome indeed to this week's Challenge Rift Guide 162, which is going to be a rapid fire LOD Demon Hunter. So here's what we're working with. I'll mouse over the pieces here just in case any of you guys just want to go ahead and check it out. But we do happen to have the Bane of the Trap. We've also got the Bane of the Stricken. We've also got Crashing Rain over here. Depth the Diggers, which doesn't really matter at all. We have the Ritual's Ring. And we got Dawn, we've got Ice Climbers, and Calamity over here. It does also happen to have Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. That's how you're going to be able to keep up your Vengeance for the most part. We've also got Sin Seekers, so that's why it's a rapid fire build over here, although it is missing Wahani's Assaulter. We also happen to have Illusory Boots, and we have the Convention of Elements. In terms of our skills, we don't really use Companion at all. Upkeep Vengeance 100% of the time if you can. Sentry just to use to clean up some of the trash, and you can just throw it out and just kind of walk past it. And then we have Rapid Fire over here for our main source of damage. And we also have Rain of Vengeance, which you can activate because there is another multiplier over here with the Crashing Rain. And then Cluster Arrow, don't even bother using it. It's basically a waste of resource. We have Ambush, Thrill of the Hunt, Call of the Weak, and Archery. So in terms of the gameplay, just upkeep this and pretty much just rapid fire. As you will be throwing the Polar Station, you can kind of just use that and kind of walk past, as that will clean up a lot of these smaller enemies over on the screen. Don't worry too much about proccing the Aquila Corias over here, as it has a lot of survivability. They really should have just put in one mobility skill instead of the Cluster Arrow, but really easy build. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop right in and do the full clear. Alright, so hopping right in, what you want to go ahead and do, throw in your Vengeance, and then just start melting everything away really, really fast. The build is actually very tanky. That's not a problem at all, which is awesome. But it lacks any form of mobility. I was trying to clean up most of the trash, as I don't want to hit the 4th floor. So ideally that's what you want to do. You'll eliminate one more elite before taking this left side, which will have a shielding pylon. And once you're channeling with Rapid Fire, try not to move, as you don't have unlimited resources with this build. Once you go ahead and activate it, though, you'll be A-okay. Yeah, you don't have to grab the shielding pylon, but it's there, so I'll go ahead and take it. We'll come up to another elite here very soon. You'll see that I'm throwing down some extra Polar Stations. That's so I can go ahead and have just some of the other monsters get cleaned up here while I'm basically going forward. But yeah, I tried to kill a bunch of the monsters here. If the density isn't large enough, just go ahead and throw a turret and just kind of walk past it. You can still use Rain of Vengeance, but I would not recommend using Cluster Arrow. There's really no point. It's a waste of resource. But keep up your Vengeance. It gives you extra survivability plus bonus damage. It's mostly just for the bonus damage and the resource. We'll go ahead and once again throw it on a Polar Station, kind of move on. If the density looks good, go ahead and eliminate most of them. We'll come up to a Power Pylon over here, so that'll be quite nice. Get to the next area. And keep in mind that the time that I'm showing off right now is me competing against my own time, which is actually pretty fast already. We're on the top 10 right now for the leaderboards. So if you look at the time and you're like, wow, you're barely able to make it, it's because the timer that shows up is against my own time. We'll go ahead and get this guy down too. Yeah, feel free to clean up most of the trash on the first floor, because the density is really nice. And on the second floor, we'll be coming up pretty much towards the end right now. Yeah, the third floor is pretty much where we would like to end it, but you know, sometimes with RNG, you don't always get that luck. This one has a shielding, so I'm just going to move past him, so we can go ahead and eliminate all of his friends. I have to go back, unfortunately, to pick up those orbs. But yeah, pretty much just don't activate Cluster Arrow with this build. You don't have to activate Companion either, but sometimes it can group up enemies kind of nice, so if you want to go ahead and use it for that, feel free to do so. There will be a speed pylon that we'll be coming up to. So it should be about 80-ish% right now, so we'll go ahead and grab the speed pylon and just start melting things away. And here we'll basically eliminate everything. Get that nice little seasonal buff going. actually quite nice to have. We should be able to actually beat our hold time with this. Once the boss comes up, he'll melt in like 1 second. There we go. And he's gone. There we go. And that is how you complete this week's challenge rift. So 338 should put us somewhere in the top 10, yeah. So that's how you complete this week's challenge rift. It's quite easy. If you aren't going for like the best time, don't worry about min-maxing. It's a really easy build as there's a lot of survivability. But anyways, hopefully this video and guide helped you guys out. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on that bell so you don't miss out when we show off next week's challenge rift, as well as for more action RPG game content in the future. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one. I'm signing out. Peace.